Hey guys, Justin here, coming at you from the 2x4 test tent with another unboxing video. This time, as you can see, it is from Maxsisun. It is the bad MF2000. Well, that's my name for it anyway. I think it sounds a lot better than just the MF2000. So we'll call it the bad MF2000. And of course we've got all the meters and everything here. I do have Baby Katana, but Baby Katana was already used. This did have a box on the outside of it for shipping, for discreet shipping. But I went ahead and took that off long ago just to make some room. So here's Baby Katana. I know some of you guys get upset if Baby Katana is not around. Now we got that out of the way. We can go to the meters here. Of course, we got meter. Everybody loves meter. We got the watt meter. We got the spectrometer and par meter. And then we've got the heat gun thermal imaging camera, basically. And then, of course, the four-corner new par meter setup. So let's get down to it. This is going to be pretty easy to open here. Really nice packaging. This is some of the better packaging I've seen on an LED. I've been having some really good packaging lately on some of these. Pretty impressive. Let's see if I can get that lid to hold back there, though. Alright, so how's this come apart? So this comes out. Little spacer there. We got the owner's manual. Here we go. First things first, safety. Always safety first. It does look like you can daisy chain them there. They have a picture of them daisy chained, and then of course remote control. Here's programming for the remote. For anybody that buys this light and you lost the manual, here's how to program the remote. So there you go. And then here's some par maps and info, spectrum info. We'll check the spectrum info. Of course, that's for this model here. The other one was for the MF1000, or the bad MF1000. Mounting instructions, suggestions, warranty, 180 days, full warranty, 3 years, limited warranty. Doesn't cover damage, of course, none of that stuff. 90-day money-back guarantee. 3 years from the original date of purchase. Either repair or replace any covered product within the first 180 days. After 180 days, customer will assume responsibility for shipping the defective product back the remainder of the warranty period. So after 180 days, you do have to pay for shipping to ship the light back. Maxsisun will in turn assume liability for up to $50 per light of the shipping fees associated with returning. Oh, okay, so interesting way to put that. So they'll reimburse you basically for up to $50. It sounds like there. Return shipping fees above 50 will be responsibility of the purchaser. So basically, if you're a long ways away and you buy this and it costs a lot of shipping to get it, like if they shipped it to you in another country or something, I don't know, it's going to cost you a lot to ship it back. Not terrible, but I like to see full warranties, but a lot of companies don't give that anymore. Not bad overall. At least it's 3 years total. You get some help. Here's the remote, I believe. Let's take a look at that. Everybody loves remotes. Oh, it comes with batteries too. Look at that. Bam. Batteries come with it. Pretty sweet little remote. Looks like you can control your little TV with it or something, but nope. It's for your grow light. Rope ratchets, 2-pack. Metal Gear rope ratchets. They did it. There we go. Metal Gear. Power plug. Pretty standard. Hanging kit. There again, pretty standard. Few carabiners, some wire. Good stuff. Should be plenty to hang this light. Now let's see how to get down to the rest of it. I think we got to pull out some spacers here. There again, it's packed very nicely. Like it's not going anywhere. It's very solid for shipping. When I was moving the box around, it was solid. It felt like a big solid concrete box of concrete. Kind of redundant there. I'm trying to figure out how to get this out while I'm talking. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the mouth keeps going and the brain just stops. Sorry about that. Alright. Let's see what we got. Now this is an interesting design. I do like this design that they're going with. It's kind of a combination of a few different lights that you guys have seen. The Mars, what is it, the TS series, they have this reflector style. So it kind of looks like a Mars TS this way. And then you flip it over, and boom, what's it look like? It looks like a Vipar Spectra. It's got the fins here, driver on top. Yeah, so it's kind of like a combination of the two. It's almost like a Mars and a Vipar Spectra had a baby. And this is it. And you can see they got the gap for the driver there. It's not mounted directly on, so, and there's even, they went one step further. If you can see down in there, there's actually a cutout. So there's even more space down there. And then they've got the daisy chain, really beefy daisy chain. Like, this is the beefiest daisy chain you're gonna find, for sure. This thing's built really well, I gotta tell you. Built really well. It's solid. I dig it. So let's go ahead and get it hooked up. We'll see what kind of output we get. The driver, oh, you want to see the driver probably. Actually, I should show the driver. There we go. Anybody wondering which driver it takes? There it is. And there we go. So yeah, the dimmer is controlled through the remote here. So it doesn't have a knob or anything. So if you don't have the remote, I don't think you can dim it. So don't lose the remote. Let's get this hooked up and see what she can do. Alright, we are back. We've got it all hooked up. Their standard hanging kit works just fine. Driver, there again, mounted off the surface, which is great. We're at 10% currently on the remote. You can see as far as diodes go, pretty standard. Mix of cool white, warm white, and then some reds mixed in, some 660s. There's an infrared right there. Is there another one over here? Yep. Right there, that's that dim red. That's the infrared. And it doesn't look like there's any more. Just the two. So pretty standard on the setup for that. Looks like a pretty nice looking light. Like I said, it looks a lot like a couple other of the manufacturers out there currently. So it's definitely a not really a unique design, but it's unique to have these two with this heatsink and this kind of combined together. That is a little bit unique. If you look at the top here, got the driver, daisy chain setup. There again, there is no dimmer on the actual unit. You have to use the remote, and the remote is set up really kind of crazy. You got 10, 20, 30, 40, and you go up here for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, or you can go completely off. And then you can group up. If you have multiples, you can group up in series different lights to turn off and on at the same time, or to dim at the same time. So pretty cool setup all in all. We're at 10%. It's pulling what, 25 watts. You can see the four corner readings here. So let's bust it up to 20% here. See what she puts out. So there's 20%. 30%. Now we're starting to get into where we can do some cloning and some seedlings. So this being around 100 to 120 in the corners would work for that. The center reading is definitely going to be a little bit higher. So let's see there. 325. So that's just about to veg on that center reading. So yeah, it would work fairly well. It might be a little bit strong for clones here. Like you could do like a clone dome here and a clone dome here, and then maybe some smaller veg plants here, something like that. That would probably work pretty well. Let's go to let's see, 40%. Yeah, 40%. So that jumps it up to 91 watts. Now we head up here for 50%. Trying to get into that veg territory. 60%. So I have a feeling that the center is going to be pretty strong right now. So let's check it out. Oh yeah. So that's already flowering right there in the center. There again, this is in a 2 foot by 4 foot tent. And this is more than likely going to be a 2 foot by 3 foot light. But I don't have a 2 foot by 3 foot tent. But we will check in a bit. I'll kind of shorten it down and give you an idea of what it would be as a smaller tent environment somewhat. But yeah, you can see we're already flowering. So let's bring it over to the side here. See how far it, or how quickly it drops off. .366. That's just right at the edge of the light. 438, 440. 475, so we're not even quite to 500 there. So now we're finally into where we could flower. So not quite covering the entire thing, but there again, no side reflection. Now if I put it back here, this is a good example of how good side reflection can help you out, or actually not really help you out, but just kind of you lose less of your efficiency, which I guess can help you out. So 532 right there, but if we put a wall right here, simulated wall basically, look at that, 594. So like I said, be looking about a 2 foot by 3 foot footprint on this thing. But we're gonna see what the what the 2x4 rating is regardless. So where were we at? We were at 70%, right? 60%. 60%. There we go. So now let's go to 70%. %. 90%. And 100%. All the way up. So there's all the way up. We're pulling 223 watts. The corners are vegetable. Like, you could definitely veg in the corners. The center is probably going to be blasting. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, almost 1,000. So 960, 960-ish in the middle. Let's check this this far edge over there. 727 on the side. So yeah, I mean, you're right in the perfect flower range when it comes to about 2 foot by 2 foot. Definitely in a really good flower range for that. Now let's take a look with the sidewall here. Let's see if that pumps it up a little. So even with the sidewall here, take it away, you can see it fall. What is that, about 40? Adds about 40 there. So really having the proper size tent is really going to help it out a lot. Let's go to the side. We'll see where 600 starts. 580. 609. It's about right there. So there we go. I'll take that away. No side reflection. 598. Now, just by putting a wall just right there, having the proper size tent, look at how high up it goes. That's awesome. So definitely 2 foot by 3 foot light. And oh yeah, I forgot. We're at 17 inches, by the way. 17 inches. I think I forgot to show that. Whoops. Sorry, I'm pushing on the light a little bit there. 17 inches. 17 inches with the meter. So yeah, I mean, this is a let's go with the near side reading here with no wall reflection. 621, still plenty flowerable. So some people were saying close the door of the tent and it's gonna just massively increase the rating in here. It raises it some. It does not raise it a lot. You were 623 here with the door open on this side. We bring it across over to there. About 100 par having the wall there versus not. So I mean, it does make a difference, but it's not really going to make a huge difference over in that corner or that corner. It's really only going to make a difference over in this side. It doesn't, people were acting like it kind of just like would reflect over to there and just blow that corner up and blow that corner up and just make everything just completely different. It doesn't really work that way. Light really falls off quick the further it travels, especially reflected light. So yeah, just doesn't really work in the real world situation. But what does work is this light. It works pretty well, in fact. And then the parts, we got a Meanwell driver on top, and these are Samsung diodes that they're using. So these are Samsung diodes. They are not LM301Bs. They are LM281 Plus. So a little bit less efficient, but still really, really good. And there's like 700 LEDs on this, I believe. So just a lot of diodes. It's a good looking light. I like the reflector. It's really cool. I dig it. I really like the remote. Really like the remote. It's easy to use. I didn't even have to pair it. Like, I just took it out of the box and it was ready to fire up. Boom. Ready to go. So pretty cool. Just threw the batteries in it. Good to go. Neat setup, man. So let's go ahead and do the spectrum test here, and we'll see what the spectrum looks like. Let me fire up the meter. Take a look at that. The par reading is going to be a little higher because the meters is 5 inches off of the floor there. So there is our spectral reading. You can see a tiny bump there at 740 for the 2 IRs, and then we got a little bump there. It's at 660 for the reds, and everything else is just pretty standard. There's the makeup on 1280 ppfd. There's the breakdown. Yeah, pretty nice. I dig it. It's very similar to the last light that I reviewed, except this one has the reflector on it. So very similar. 2 lights to compare. So if you want a couple of different choices, just go back, watch the last video, and the last video has a light very similar to this for you to choose from, and then you can make a decision which one's better for you. And if you wanted to run 2 of these in a 2x4, that would be awesome. Like, that would rock a 2x4. So I mean, if you have a 2x4 and you need a light for it, don't just use one of these. A lot of the companies will say use one light this size for a 2x4. No. Use two of them, and I swear you will not regret it. Your yields will be off the chart. So let's go ahead and let this warm up for about an hour or so. We'll take some heat readings and we'll wrap it up. All right, we are back, and we have given it plenty of time to warm up here, so let's take a look and see what we can see. And it looks like about 150 on the driver, so the driver is definitely putting in some work. We're about 126 on the heat sink, 130. So definitely it heats up a little bit. I mean, it's supposed to heat up. It's a fanless unit. That's what they do, is they heat up to kind of just spread the heat throughout the metal. And then this shiny part here, it says it's 93. I don't believe that it is. It's just the shiny part just doesn't register very well. But I don't see any major like hot spots in the board or anything. And the driver's off the bottom, so you can see the driver heat doesn't really carry in too far into the board, which is nice. So pretty decent overall. I like the design. I definitely like the reflector part. The remote is cool, really cool. I do kind of wish it had a dimmer on, like a physical dimmer on here, just in case you happen to lose the remote or the batteries are dead and you don't have batteries or whatever. It'd be nice to have that, but I guess it's not super essential on a light this small. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I'd say really realistically, 2 foot by 3 foot, this thing's gonna smash. Absolutely smash in a 2 foot by 3 foot environment. 2 foot by 4 foot, it might do all right for veg, but for flowering, you really want to have a 2 by 3, or have 2 of these. I mean, that works too. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review, and there'll be more reviews coming out real soon. Stay tuned, and until next time, guys, happy growing.